baneling mishaps don't happen on this map.
Indeed. So, you guys now are in for a treat. Game number 3. This is for everything. Neither player wants to lose. Neither player wants to be relegated to the loser's bracket. Nobody wants to get to the finals having to win 2 series to get it all.
Exactly. Now our players here spawning in the top right-hand corner of Daybreak is our purple Terran. It is 1-1 and it is ROOTMaSa.
Purple, that is so purple. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the only other spawn on Daybreak, it is our teal Zerg, none other than Monomaniac's Hendralisk. I'm so glad. Like, if I was to be born as a race, I don't mind Terran. That's cool because I'm kind of a Terran. And I don't mind being born as a Zealot. But God, it must be so gross being a Zergling. Being, like, all slimy all the time.
I would... That's like how I feel after I don't shower for, like, 6 days.
And you know those you know those Team Liquid horse jerseys where they have each one representing the race?
Yeah.
God, that Zerg one, I can't even look at it.
Oh, it's just like...
Doesn't it look nasty? Like it's
pus
muscle
oozing,
and...
like,
oh,
exposed
man.
muscle.
Nothing against you
spikes.
Zergs out there. You're good people.
Some people think Zerg is a beautiful race.
Really, who?
I've talked to... I don't want to name them.
Why not? Just name them. Shoutouts. Oh, look at this. A sneaky Rex.
Ooh.
So, this looks like ROOTMaSa is going back to his mischief from the first game, deciding to put his Rax in positions that Overlords won't see. And as you can see, the Overlord moving across the map, that Rax is in a perfect position to not be seen at all. So, this Rax will be unspotted, maybe unknown to Hendralisk. Some aggression is going to be coming again. Let's see if ROOTMaSa can make the proxy Rax idea, the hidden Rax idea work this time, because it didn't work for him in the first game.
No, it didn't. Hendralisk was able to pull all of his drones and defend, because drones are a good unit to defend against bunker rushes. Just not so much at the end of the game against Siege Tanks and Marines.
No, they were like, they did not even get to taste the metal or the Marine. They literally died in a line in front. Unreal. So we do see the SCV moving out across the map. It did go around so that he could have a couple SCVs up at the front. One SCV does get spotted by an Overlord in the middle of the map, though, so that one will be known that it probably will be going to drop a bunker.
Exactly. Now, it looks like the SCV's just patrolling there. Henry's sensing something. Gonna send one drone down just to check out what's gonna be happening. What the? WTF, GTFO, says Henry's like, stop doing this. You tried this the first time, it didn't work. And here come the other 2 SCVs. Will Henry be able to pull all those drones? It looks like they're already down and moving down the ramp already. Here they come. One Marine's already in position to do some damage there. But it looks like the drones are able to send these workers away.
But they're gonna find the third base of Hendralisk and know, oh, you've been very, very greedy, Scrooge.
Both of them are being sneaky.
And indeed, both players going for very sneaky, very underhanded play, but both of them now have been found out.
You know, seeing that third base, you see the double gas going down almost instantly for ROOTMaSa.
But still, this Marine and 3 SCVs poses a huge threat. As you can see, now they are starting to build by the third base. So Hendralisk has a decision. Is he going to cancel or is he going to try to defend it? It looks like he feels like he's going to defend it, and this is the right choice. I highly doubt that he knows this, but there's been no other Marines in production, so there's nobody else other than this one Marine to defend.
But then again, he can't be sure, so that's why he does have to produce those 6 links to come defend this, because if some more Marines would come, he might actually lose his third. But, you know, as you said, Hendralisk is going to be fine here. Oh, dude,
oh, beautiful control. He does send only the minimum number of drones he needs to kill the Marine, and now the Zerglings are going to take over control and say, drones, I know we do the same damage, but you can go back to work. I'm going to go out and attack.
Alright, so looking back at Hendralisk's base here, he is going for that factory play, so he's going to be getting those Hellions out with the reactor. Maybe he'll go for those blue flames again.
Indeed, maybe.
Maybe.
That's a possibility. That is definitely... He could go battle cruisers, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I don't know.
But he is getting a reactor. He is going to be getting those Hellions 2 at a time. These Lings, 8 Lings, I believe, are going to be aggressing up at the front of the base. One Marine is in the back trying to shoot his way. Go ahead.
I was going to say, he got that SCV building the bunker, but another FC was able to complete his brother's work, and the bunker does complete here.
Oh, unfortunately, Hendralisk's taken a lot of damage running around, skirting around the very edge of that range of that bunker, and only being able to kill very few units for what he lost.
And here comes the switcheroo here with the barracks making another tech lab, so some research going to go down there, probably some stim, all combat shields or whatnot. Meanwhile, in Hendralisk's base, he does have those 3 hatcheries up, so producing those drones, lots of workers, and a roach warren.
Pog who indeed. What does that mean?
Pog.
Obviously, good players
I think
know.
he means few.
Oh, but with just OG
and
in the middle.
These players just talking to each other through grunts, pew, and murr.
So we do see Hendralisk now that he's on 3 bases. This is nothing like the last game where he went all in off of 2 base. Now he is definitely going to be playing more macro oriented. So we'll see if he's able to defend against this Hellion aggression that we're going to see with the Infernal pre-igniter on his Hellions, which he's producing 3 at a time.
And he's going to be okay from this because there are already roaches in production. These Hellions aren't going to be moving up. There's only 2 of them so far, so just sending them in is most likely a death sentence for those Hellion drivers. The roaches 6 in production going to be popping right about now, and Masa is just going to keep on going with this Hellion production, not even expanding just yet.
The Hellions are happy to stand at the Weltnaga Watchtower, give total sight and knowledge and knows what's going on. He will see these lings come these roaches, sorry, come out to the front of the ramp and now decides to go over to the third. 5 Hellions are now going to be attacking the third. This should be enough to do some major damage. A couple roaches are already in position to defend. These Hellions are committed to the attack. A bunch of drones are getting roaches. They are having to be pulled. The roaches are attacking as quickly as they can, but they attack so very slowly that they just can't do the DPS they need to do. Only 3 Hellions remain. A lot of drones are dead, and 1 Hellion escapes with his life.
Not too bad. Was able to get that last shot to get the final couple of drones there. 11 workers killed in that battle right over there. So, you know, ROOTMaSa is definitely still trying every single way to stay ahead in the worker count. But, you know, with that earliest triple base from Hendralisk, he's up by 16? No, not 16.
And the Viking comes out early to push back all these overlords. This is a clever play once again. One Viking is all you need to clear out just a few of these scattered overlords, which give otherwise omniscience to our Zerg player who can see everything on the map, and also gives you avenues with which you can use Medivacs to drop, which would otherwise be spotted by overlords.
And with that damage he did at the third base, it seems that Masa is going to be confident enough to drop his own third base, knowing that the Zerg most likely will be remaking those workers and not using the larva on any attacking units.
Indeed, and that's exactly what you see in the production tab. And now we see tanks coming out for ROOTMaSa, and he is getting another refinery and a Banshee. So Hellions into Banshee play. He's probably gonna be using Banshee Hellion harass, following into a tank backup. And now 2 queens are trying to greet these Hellions. The Hellions are deciding to go into the natural. 2 go into the main. 3 go into the natural. The Infernal Pre-Igniter is roasting all of these drones who are bunched up. A lot of damage to the economy. We can see both bases being assaulted, and Hendralisk is frantically trying to micro. The main base is taking the brunt of the damage. These 3 Hellions are doing absolutely wonderful, killing so many drones, and look away, Zerg brethren. Your friends have been dying by the hundreds.
In that attack there, another 20 workers were killed. And here come 4 more Hellions to join the battle here. And, you know, ROOTMaSa is just unrelenting in this harass he's doing right now. The third base for him, though, is complete. He's going to be transferring workers down there soon. But right now, what is there going to do? He's going to keep on making those workers, or is he going to be attacking? We can see Ventral Sacks and Overlord Speed being researched, though. So it looks like Hendralisk is going to go for that classic drop.
Hail Mary. These Hellions are coming in. The Lings and the Roaches do meet the Hellions. The Hellions decide to go to the third base. The pull on the drones is good. They do bunch up, unfortunately, and 1 Hellion remains, and it is cleaned up very quickly. But that damage that ROOTMaSa has done, and Hendralisk has defended, but has taken heavy losses in doing so.
Now the space is getting set up, getting the gases here as well. I'm wondering how effective these Overlord shots will be, how Henry is going to find a way to get a opening to drop into ROOTMaSa's base.
He has plenty of units in his base. He has put up a pretty decent force, and right now ROOTMaSa is at the point where he's just trying to build up an army on the back of this Hellion Banshee harass. Still the Hellions and Banshees stream forward, still they move and decide to attack as they cross the middle of the map.
So more Hellions now moving in, just as a group of 6 over there, and that's exactly what he did in that last attack here. 3 into the natural, 3 into the main. But now with most of Hendralisk's army sitting out here in this little front area before the ramp, Hellions are going to have a hard time going in. ROOTMaSa now getting another expansion, probably going to be taking that forward 4th base here. He's feeling pretty comfortable, and look at this, a drop coming out.
And the drop is going to be put into the main base, which has already been absolutely eviscerated earlier by masterful Hellion play. And and now is going to have to contend with more Hellions in the base. That elevator drop, they're dropped just at the skirt of the creep. The response time by Hendralisk is beautiful, but unfortunately the drones got lined up and got roasted very easily. The entire army gets pulled back to deal with that, and now 46 workers killed by ROOTMaSa, doing absolutely tremendous damage with this Hellion harass.
And here come the Overlords. They're just looming army of Overlords moving their way to the third base. It looks like something's getting on attack here. It's gonna be a Banshee, but easily taken out by those Queen. I'm not sure if Masa saw the Overlords or not. He saw the Overlord's speed, so he might know something about why these Overlords moving so fast. Why are they all moving together?
He has an idea, I'm sure. 3 more Hellions are being dropped into the base. The army of Masa is not in position. Once again, 1 Hellion dies quickly. These drones are getting absolutely one-shotted by all these Hellions, and unfortunately, there's nothing that Hendralisk can do. He has to hope his Queen can DPS just in time, and the Lings are good to also attack the Hellions, but the damage on those by those Hellions is just so immense.
There's actually nothing in these Overlords. They've
2 of them have something.
Well, like 2 roaches, but they seem to be moving over. I think Hendralisk is going to use this to drop things out of position.
Oh, he's playing, maybe he's feigning an attack. It is actually pulling Masa back into his base, which allows his entire army to come down towards the third. He's feigning a drop near the main or the natural.
But the army's spotted by this refinery. That's the most useful refinery I've ever seen before. Spots this whole entire army. But now the army and the Overlords are together now. The Roach army is getting ready to go inside of all these Overlords.
Oh my goodness, look at the army poised against each other. We can see the entire map thanks to this GameHeART overlay UI, and the units have been absolutely picked up. They've been scanned now, so he knows something is up, but he doesn't know where the roaches are. He has to assume, and now he knows they are inside of those Overlords. The siege tank numbers are absolutely immense. The roach numbers are huge as well. Who will win this confrontation?
This is such a great play here, dropping the roaches on the siege tank. They're going to be shooting themselves. He's doing so much damage to all the siege tanks there. All the sieges have going down. Oh my goodness, Hendralisk has done it. He has broken that front siege fort.
Oh my gosh, despite all odds, Hendralisk was able to mass up a roach army that is absolutely eviscerating all of ROOTMaSa's army, and Masa has nothing, and the attack is in his base. He has the defender's advantage of being in his base, but even Thaw is here, and Thaw is gone, and he can't defend. He can't stop this rush. These roaches are just too great in number, and he must fold at this point. These roaches should be able to kill enough of this army and base for Masa to not be able to stabilize.
Especially with this reinforcement wave coming. Lots of Lings and roaches streaming across. Overlord poop going down the base. No, you are not going to land here if you lift up. Now these Lings are here just tearing away the supply depots, and he's just doing so much damage.
And Hendralisk, smelling blood in the water, once more pushing forward with extreme havoc and malice, destroying the 4th base, attacking the 3rd base, attacking the natural, attacking the main. All 4 bases are under assault. There is nothing ROOTMaSa can do.
All we see on the minimap is flashes of reds in Masa's base. Everything is under our fire right now.
It looks like Hendralisk has pulled this one out of the fire. He just reached in there and pulled a victory out. Masa played his heart out, but really, what can you do against that much army? Are you just reading?
I'm just trying to understand what these players are thinking right now. And it looks like the mech transition for Masa just didn't work out for him. But, you know, it's just the play of the roach drop onto the tanks. It was beautiful to, you know, take away any advantage the tank would actually have.
Indeed. He had a beautiful siege line, one that would easily just temper that army, bring it down, remove a few roaches here and there, and hurt the rest of them deeply, especially having to come up through a choke. But instead, Hendralisk having the presence of mind to lift his units, drop them on top of the siege tanks, use the siege tanks against themselves. Beautiful play coming out of Hendralisk. And now it looks like Henry's actually happy to pull back. Not having to deal with these Banshees, doesn't feel like he can get the effectiveness out of these roaches that he would otherwise if he wasn't being assaulted from air.
Hendralisk is just getting, you know, more and more ahead. He's got his 4th base up, his 5th base. ROOTMaSa, you know, giving his frustrations of this map, sending a couple Banshees and Vikings over here to do some harass. But
at the same time, Masa is actually coming in, destroying the 4th base, doesn't know about the 5th. The Corruptor is on the map. We'll be able to make short work of these Banshees, Banshees, and at least push them back. The Vikings are there, though. Unfortunately, Corruptors don't do extra damage to Armored, while Vikings do, and Vikings are not massive, so these Corruptors only have to do normal damage.
And here come the Banshees running. They cannot shoot those Corruptors. These Corruptors are going to chase down 3 of the Banshees there. But here comes the Roach Army, going to be finishing and making this 3rd base lift off once again. No mining for you. Even burrows a roach there. That's going to take forever.
Oh, look at the damage! he's actually regenning to actually break the DPS, and the siege tank actually comes in, or the tank actually comes in and breaks the regen. That was pretty funny. I was like watching a paladin in like WoW or something.
Just keep on healing, you know? And then he bubble herbs and like teleports out of there. But Hendralisk right now, such a good position. You know, freely just going to drone up, tech up, get everything that he wants to get for that final push into MASA's base. MASA, though, definitely still trying to hold on. He does have a lot of Hellions, but he doesn't have too much of an army to deal with what Hendralisk has.
No, Hendralisk is building his Corruptor count, has his Greater Spire finished in just seconds from now. There is a drop going over at the main. ROOTMaSa really doesn't want to drop this game. He doesn't want to go to the losers bracket. A few siege tanks saying, "You shall not pass." There's a spine crawler inside the base, headbutting these Hellions. These Hellions are frantically trying to find a target, can't identify anyone as a possible target, and they die very cheaply. So Hellions, $300 worth of Hellions to no avail.
And there goes Hendralisk. He is maxed out. Here comes a little push over here. Gonna send some roaches in. Roaches come from the other side. This time he doesn't even need to drop. The number of roaches are enough to just storm through this siege tank line. Although the siege tanks are pretty well spread out, and the roaches numbers are drastically thinning.
Yeah, with the extra damage to those armored units, those roaches are having a bad time against those sieges. But really, ROOTMaSa is basically just trying to do everything he can to get back into this game. Very soon, he's gonna have to deal with Broodlords, and I'm not sure if he has an answer for it.
Exactly. So it looks like right now the Broodlords are going to be the next unit that Henry's going to make. The Great Spire was completed a while ago, and with these numbers of Corruptors on the map, Henry's just waiting for a chance to morph them in.
Oh, we do see Corruptors with a nice pickup. Probably a medevac that died there. There's just too much happening all over the map for us to even pay attention to be mindful of. 7 more roaches in production, and nothing but turret factories, armories, and Hellions for ROOTMaSa. Just trying to still claw back in and building more factory production buildings.
Oh, and here come the Broodlord. We have 4 more in right now. These Hellions gonna get that infestor under the ground, and looks like MASA's gonna try to get another base up. And SCV going down to build one in the
the Burrowdling. That
so
Burrowdling. Man,
so
that's
sad.
gonna happen at Hatch soon.
Yep.
Hatch, you're never gonna get an expo. Ever. It's gonna be annoying as heck. But anyways, the group Broodlords are coming out, and they are now on the map. So this is the time. This is the first Broodlord we've seen in this tournament on our stream. GG Lords are here, and Corruptors in support. Let's see if Hendralisk can finally break ROOTMaSa and put that final win.
Look like Hendralisk is being a sneaky again with the Overlords, empty Overlords, moving all the way up to the base. Look at ROOTMaSa. He's going to see it. He's going to try to pull back, but good defense there. But these Overlords just sitting there. He's baiting his army to go back.
He has nothing to defend against these Corruptors or Broodlords. Those siege tanks were all like, well, there's nothing we can do, so they just picked up their stuff and left. And now those Overlords skirting around the edge of ROOTMaSa's base, which is heavily defended by missile turrets. And now with the flying CC, it will get picked off by the Corruptors, and this base will go down.
So right now, ROOTMaSa is just stuck inside his 3 bases. At least he's stuck inside his 3 bases. Corruptor's gonna fly across. Oh, we're gonna get helped by a store over there. And Broodlords are in that perfect position where you can't really see, but with those Vikings, they will be able to see.
And look at the number of roaches, lings, and 1 infestor going to assault this 3rd base, one of the only remaining mining bases. The other bases will be out soon, I'm sure. And now ROOTMaSa has to make something here. If he isn't able to defend against this attack and isn't able to destroy this entire army, he's gonna have a very hard time winning the rest of this matchup.
Looks like all the Vikings have gone down. There's not much attacking these Broodlords. Only the Thors not doing that much damage to these massive armored units. And the Zerglings are streaming in. Tanks have unsieged. They're not sieged anymore. Don't want to splash damage themselves, but boom, there goes the Roach Claw and over.
Oh, ROOTMaSa yelling Zergo P, and then so Hendralisk comes out on